It's
I think
interesting.
that's why we can sometimes, at least introverts, feel like, don't FaceTime me, it's way too personal.
Mhm.
It's because there's a setup there that it's actually accidentally tricking you into being in the intimate zone with someone. This is also why loud bars and nightclubs work so well for facilitating romantic relationships. What happens in a loud bar or a loud nightclub is you can't hear someone. So you go, what? And then you get a little bit closer, and all of a sudden you're accidentally standing in someone's intimate zone, which then that cue cycle begins to kick in where you're like, well, if I'm standing within 1.5 feet from this person, maybe I should feel intimate with them, which then makes you lean in more, makes you want to touch more. That is why people go to bars and nightclubs to facilitate these romantic relationships. It's accidentally going into the intimate zone.
When I was younger, I've said this a few times on the podcast before, but it feels very relevant. My older brother Jason, he ordered this book called The Game by Neil Strauss.
Yes.
And he ordered it to university, but he accidentally put the wrong address, and so it came to home. This sounds like an elaborate story for me, like buying a pickup artist book. But it came to home, and I read the book, and it was my first time understanding that body language was, important, but even something you could learn.
Yes.
And when I say body language, I mean everything. And it's interesting because now, after reading your work, I actually think maybe what I should have been aiming at was how to be more charismatic.